Oh, yes.
That's that.
Okay.
And then the shutter button is that one there.
And
zoom?
Zoom is the T will zoom in, the W will zoom out.
Brilliant.
This year we've been developing a project working with different groups which traditionally we might not visit Weston Burt, and that for a whole range of different reasons.
That one's come out well.
I like the way all the trees, different heights and branches, some real old trees here, and all the bark markings, the thickness of the trunks, some tall thin trees, and all the heights, different leaves. You can see them blowing peacefully and blissfully in the wind. It makes me feel at ease, relaxed, looking up at the height of the trees, some even well over 40 feet high, must be. They're just extremely amazing.
Our whole mission at Weston Burt is really to connect people with trees. We find that certain audiences are missing, and so we felt it was important to try and engage those communities in a realistic way. We've also been working with Bristol Drugs Project, which works with people who are at various stages of drug and alcohol addiction.
So they've been looking at the woodland management side, how, the things that they cut down in woodland management, how can you use the product? So we're looking at sort of sustainability of wood products with them in that way today. But then we'll also have a creative element as well.
I'm starting to make a shape. That's what I want to do, try and get the shape so I can see what's going on there. I can see a spoon.
I think when you're involved in problematic drug use, your focus is very narrow. And I think coming here and to activities like this, they immediately broaden your horizons and you see beyond yourself and you see a whole world it's a world that ordinary people occupy.
It's beating me, yeah? What's going on? I've done lots of woodwork before, but I've never done this, so it's quite interesting.
They might come here knowing that they should be having a drink and they're starting to feel ill or something, and they say, no, I'm all right, and they just keep doing the activity. It distracts them. They get through the day, and that gives them confidence for the other days.
The last time I done weaving like that was when I was at school. I remember I was so proud. I made this big basket, this big rag basket that went out like a bowl of fruit. I was so proud of it.
We were a bit sort of worried about what we were letting ourselves in for, because, I mean, I'm old enough to not to have been in the drugs era, if you like. We wondered what we were going to happen, and then they started giving us warnings of what happens if various people disappear around corners. They were giving us the absolute worst possible scenario, if you like. They came the following month, and they were a grand lot of people. We thoroughly enjoyed being with them. And the great thing is you can talk about them. We could talk about the problems, and they were happy to talk with us. And to somebody like me who knew nothing about drugs other than what we read in the papers, it was an absolute eye-opener. And we've tried to come ever since.
It's getting there. It's got a little shape there, and it's got a little shape.
WBA.
We've also been working with Hours a Tale, which is a ladies group from Bristol.
I loved this space. Help your body and your mind, and you just relax all the way through. Or enjoy your day gone, and you don't know where the day is disappeared.
This group's called Awaz Utao, meaning raising voices. It's an empowerment project for women, where we ask the women, if you want something, raise your voice. Deals with disadvantaged Asian women, women who are disadvantaged financially, mentally, physically, and are victims of abuse.
So we're going to go to a few different trees that have got something quite different about them. and make up a little tale, a little story about why the tree became that way. And with them we're exploring the global tree collection at Westonbirt and thinking about what global trees can provide us. So it reminds you of Christmas and Rapunzel and of, did you say
Perm? From the
It's like a nest as well, isn't it? It's a nest.
Okay. So we've got that it reminds us of Christmas, Rapunzel, perms, nests and tangles. That it would feel proud because it's so tall. It has two different types of leaves, so two faces. Like one day it looked like this, and then something happened, and it became
dropped its leaves, would it, or lost its shine?
It was really good to see them coming up with more creative ideas, and even though we didn't create a complete story with the group on the walk, the way that they were looking at the trees and seeing characteristics and feelings and imagining what could be happening to make the trees be that way is really good, because they were less confident about that before, and now they're able to share those sorts of words, language and ideas with us.
Hurry up, you done it?
Cotton is planned. That's planned canvas. And what's that there then? This one here.
This one is
viscose.
The most important aspect really was the quiz to do with fabrics, because with this group the environmental message that we're working on is to look at the biodiversity of trees from around the world and why they're important, the need for conservation.
Modal, what's modal? 73% modal. Never heard of that.
If you're not sure, have a guess. Put it in the car.
I read it on the motorway, Westonbirt, but I never knew where is it, you know, and what is it. You know, I think it's some kind of birds or something. You know, I never thought it's a big park, or it's, you know, a lot of walking place in here.
She cooks the food and we all share the food. What's important is not just a question of eating together, it's the question that we are Indians, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, from everywhere. Nowhere in Bristol will a Muslim eat food cooked by a Sikh or an Indian, or a Sikhs eat food cooked by Muslims. Avaz Utao, this project is the only project where she's a Sikh lady, supported by Rashida, supported by a Muslim lady. People used to throw the food if it was not cooked by someone of their religion. Look around today, we are all sharing the food, and no one said who cooked it. This is our victory. Thank you.
There's another one, Dad.
You don't know about Sherman?
Another humongous badger hole. Can I have the pen to stick it?
Yeah, that's more like a badger. That's more like a badger hole, that one. That's massive. I don't know, that's a rock. Look how size that, though.
Yeah, that's a foxhole.
How big that is, that's massive, isn't it? Is it?
I've got to take it off.
You can do, but do you want to fill the tree first? Fill its shape and fill all the different texture of it? What does it feel like? What does it feel like? Does it feel soft or hard? Hard? I've turned out that it's a lot better than, you know, the things that they would have done. They really like it. I mean, well, look at them. You've seen them playing and what they've been doing today. You know, they can't get enough of it. And they love this place. They've never been here before, and it's nice to see them happy.
I think traditionally sometimes botanic gardens, because that's what an arboretum is really, a botanic garden, can be quite stuffy places. People often think of them as being about the plants primarily, and the people who come and see them are secondary. And I've always personally felt very strongly that actually there's not much point in having an arboretum unless you also have the people, and you can only connect people with trees if you have both elements.
They love the environment, the trees, the space. You know, you're remembering we're coming from in a city where space is a bit of a premium.
It was the funnest trip I have ever been on, because all the school trips are a bit boring. You don't get to spread out and do activities, like them building that lot and finding matching colours, collecting bits of leaves, picking stuff up, looking closely to it.
The biggest hurdle in that sense sometimes is that people who've been coming for decades and just don't want things to change don't actually appreciate just how much better things can be sometimes.
They do look like worms, don't they?
And I think it's very important that we're very serious about making sure we are a place for everyone.
Done now.